Every winter, at exactly 2:13 in the morning, a train appears on tracks that no longer exist. It has no schedule, no destination, and according to those who have seen it, the passengers who enter never come back. For decades, people believed it was only a legend, until investigators discovered the records. There are places where history refuses to stay buried. Old battlefields where the air feels unnaturally heavy. Abandoned hospitals where every hallway seems to carry whispers. Forgotten forests where people disappear without explanation. And then, there are the railway tracks. Across the world, abandoned railways have become the center of countless ghost stories. Most are harmless local legends, tales passed from one generation to the next, growing a little darker with each retelling. But one legend has endured for more than 70 years. It is told in isolated villages, by retired railway workers, and by families who still refuse to travel near Black Hollow after midnight during the winter months. According to them, every year, on the coldest night of winter, an old steam locomotive returns to the abandoned tracks. No timetable, no destination, no passengers visible through its windows. Only a whistle that echoes through the valley at exactly 2:13 in the morning. Those who hear it are warned never to investigate. Because if the train stops, someone will board. And no one who does is ever seen again. At first, stories like these are easy to dismiss. Every abandoned place develops myths. Fear fills the gaps where facts disappear. Yet what makes Black Hollow different is not the stories themselves. It's the records. For decades, local police reports have documented unexplained disappearances within a 2-kilometer radius of the abandoned railway. Search teams have found abandoned vehicles, dropped flashlights, frozen footprints ending abruptly in untouched snow, but never the missing people. Officially, each case has a different explanation. Exposure, accidents, voluntary disappearance. But when those files are placed side by side, one detail repeats with unsettling precision. Every disappearance occurred during winter. Every disappearance happened after midnight. And nearly every witness mentioned hearing the same sound. A steam whistle. Exactly at 2:13 a.m. Black Hollow was once a thriving railway settlement. In the late 19th century, the valley echoed with the sounds of industry. Steam engines climbed the mountain grades carrying coal, timber, supplies, and families seeking new opportunities beyond the frontier. The railway transformed the region. Stations were built. Homes appeared. Businesses flourished. For nearly 60 years, trains arrived with perfect regularity. Until one winter, everything changed. The winter of 1948 became one of the harshest ever recorded. Snow buried entire roads. Communication lines froze. Avalanches isolated villages for weeks. Despite repeated weather warnings, Night Express number 9 departed from Ashcroft Station carrying 63 passengers and 8 railway employees. It was expected to arrive before dawn. It never did. Rescue crews searched for weeks. They found twisted signal poles half buried beneath snow. Freshly broken trees. Sections of damaged rail. But the train itself had vanished. No locomotive. No passenger cars. No bodies. No luggage. It was as though the mountain had swallowed the entire train without leaving a single trace. The official investigation concluded that an avalanche must have pushed the train into an inaccessible ravine. Yet every subsequent survey failed to locate any wreckage. As decades passed, the missing train became local folklore. Children dared each other to walk the abandoned tracks after sunset. Teenagers searched for ghostly lights with handheld cameras. Most found nothing. A few came back with stories they never told twice. The first disappearance linked to the legend occurred 3 years later. On January 18, 1951, maintenance worker Thomas Keller reported for what should have been a routine inspection. He knew every kilometer of those tracks. He had worked there since he was 19. Colleagues described him as practical, disciplined, and deeply skeptical of ghost stories. When another worker joked about the missing train before his shift, Keller reportedly laughed. "Steel doesn't disappear," he replied. "It always leaves evidence." He packed his lantern, his notebook, and his survey equipment before heading into the valley alone. He never returned. At sunrise, fellow workers followed his planned inspection route. About 4 kilometers from the abandoned station, they discovered his equipment lying neatly beside the tracks. Nothing appeared damaged. His lantern had gone out. His watch had stopped. His notebook lay open in the snow. Most pages contained routine maintenance observations. Track condition. Frozen switches. Snow accumulation. Then, on the final page, the handwriting changed. The lines became hurried, uneven, as though written with trembling hands. Only 3 entries remained. 2:09 a.m. I hear something moving. 2:11 a.m. The tracks are vibrating. And finally, 2:13 a.m. The train is here. Those were the last words Thomas Keller ever wrote. No footprints led away from the notebook. No signs of a struggle were found. Fresh snow surrounded the area in every direction. Investigators could explain many things, but they could never explain how a man disappeared from an open stretch of snow without leaving a single track behind. Over the years, Keller's notebook became one of Black Hollow's most guarded artifacts. Some believe it proves the legend. Others insist it is merely the final writing of a frightened man lost in a blizzard. Whatever the truth may be, one fact remains. After Thomas Keller vanished, the stories changed. People no longer spoke only of a missing train. They began speaking of a train that had returned. And each winter, more people claimed to hear its whistle.